Hey, I think we went live all right. Did I blow out the speakers there with the opening? I don't know, maybe. Figure I'll go live, give you guys an update on what we're trying to do. What I'm trying to do with the Mothman thing. Before I go punish myself at the gym for another 3-4 hours, probably. Let me get this all set up. All right, I got that pinned up there. We are good to go there. Sound's working all right. All right, I'm gonna put myself on a countdown because I'm gonna go take my pre-workout as we do this convo. People coming in. Hey, Cookie Dough, how we doing? I'm doing great today. I mean, I finally feel like I got some energy back. I'm gonna go down here, sweat some pounds off, get this pre-workout in my system as I talk to you guys. We're gonna go over the Mothman update on this project that I'm trying to get going here. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll go down and film there in Point Pleasant. And of course, my knife is there. We go. Go down there and film Point Pleasant. I'll get into it here. Here in a minute after I choke down this wonderful, great, outstanding pre-workout. This one ain't that bad. Smells good, anyways. We'll see. We'll see if it gets my heart pumping enough where you guys can see it pounding out of my chest. That's the type of pre-workout you want, right? To get your heart pumping up where it comes out your chest. I don't like. Okay, where's my scooper? Man, I buried this one. West Virginia, that's where my own found family's from. I'm definitely gonna keep it coming because it turned into just a podcast type thing where I was just gonna do this crypto show, which I'm still gonna do. The wife was sick last week. Things pop up. It's life. But I'll be out of work here. I'll be done with work for the year here in a couple weeks. So that I get to shift that over to you guys and over to my film. I do got to catch up on some schoolwork and stuff. So all I have to do is podcast to you guys and work on school or my schoolwork. So that's going to open me up to do a lot of different things that I've been wanting to do. So that's good news. We got that going. This stuff's wonderful. Just with one little bitty scoop. They say. We'll see. I don't know if I can just do one little bitty scoop, man. It makes me feel like I'm cheating. We'll do a little. We'll do another scoop because we'll do another scoop. I can't do it. That's a little bitty scoop for pre-workout. There we go. We'll do 2 scoops. See if my heart explodes. That's what you want. That's what I want, anyways. What I do with the lid. That's what I want a pre-workout. If I got a pre-workout, I want something that literally like you feel like your heart's going to explode. Let you know you're doing something. It's right in front of my face. All right. Once I get this down, we'll have a half an hour because I'll have to get down the road because my heart will start telling me, "Hey, dude, it's time for you to go down there and throw some weights, or your heart's going to do some things, and you ain't going to like it." So, get this pre-workout in. What else? Oh, I got to take my testosterone boosters, the beast up mode before I get down there, right? Shaking it up. But anyways, here's my idea. I keep getting in the red and the decibels with my mic because I keep getting too close. I apologize if I'm blowing people's headphones out. I will be live tonight at some point in time over in Julianne's. Oh, Jules, you guys seen her over here? We do our movie talks. I'll be live over there on her channel at some point in time. I'll tweet it out. All right. Get some testosterone in there. What do you think, buddy? This is kind of like the pre-workout routine. Get the pre-workout in, a couple testosterone, get that testosterone boosted up. These guys here, get that testosterone going. Get ready to go beast. Okay, let me choke these down. We'll get into the Mothman thing, and then we'll get into something else that I've been seeing for a while now. It's really starting to irk me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in here and just say my opinions on this this stupid. It's not stupid. It's serious. But we'll get to that after we do the Mothman. After I pound this wonderful pre-workout stuff. Ooh. Ah, man. We'll see. My heart's probably going to jump out and start talking to you guys because I had to chew that up. A pre-workout. Woo, boy. Okay. Let's take a pause because that's hit me in all like the wrong areas there. Whew. But I can tell you, 6-star did that right. 6-star did that one right. Pre-workout explosion. Okay. I don't know if it's going to explode me, but I can feel when I taste it like it's some stuff. Hey, Lone Star, how we doing, pal? Catch everybody up on this Mothman thing, and you guys can support all my projects that we got going on right now. All the replay watchers, all the live watchers. I pinned the link up top that goes directly to me. Don't have to do another YouTube crap, or you can super chats. All the links are there. You guys know how to use them. If you want to use them, they're there. If you don't got to. They're there. They're there if you want to help. Anyways, okay, the Mothman. We started off when the cryptid show was talking about the Mothman, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this in like 2, 3, maybe 4 podcasts over Fridays, right? Then I started doing it, and I'm like, man, there's so much here, and I got connections down there, and I got connections around me. So why would I waste it on just doing a podcast when I could do like an investigative piece with a little bit of insight that nobody's really had, with my family ties being down there and things like that, and being around. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing. Okay, my work lets out for the summer in 3 weeks, roughly, a little over 3 weeks. So I'm planning to make the Mothman, the Point Pleasant trip within that time frame, maybe in a month, a little over a month from now. So again, 3 weeks from a month, I want to be back down in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and investigating some Mothman stuff. That is the big plan on that one, and actually do an investigative piece with a little bit of different insight. Since I got the connections down there, families down there, I got aunts that was down there during this whole crazy situation. My grandmother lived down there. I'm going to get some interviews going and then make the trip back down to Point Pleasant. Going to go down there, and we're going to hit the... they call them igloos. I call them ammo bunkers. Get in there and do that. I got to check with Tyler and see when his availability is. And again, that's another reason if you guys want to support it, you know where the links are in the chat, in the description, whatever. They're there. Get with him, see when it's good for him. But like I said, my work lets up for the summer, 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. So plan on hitting it then. Okay, now I ran my mouth enough. I got to get up enough courage to finish this pre-workout. This little sippy cup hole, that's getting in my way. I felt like it's a big sippy cup. It's good for our slushies, but whew, I tell you, man. If this is my first time using this brand of pre-workout from 6-star. Never used it before. It's like those Jet popsicle type flavor. I definitely get that flavor, but you get that you get that grainy uh, pre-workout taste for sure. You know you're about to go on an adventure. That's what it feels like. Anytime I do pre-workout, I don't care what it is, creatine, glutamine, pre-workout. It's always that last drink. Oh, it's always sitting down there at the bottom, just waiting for you to let you know it's not your friend. Whew. Okay, we got through that. Man, that was rough. I still got that taste. Pretty. It was. I mean, it was good. It was just I didn't follow directions. Just said one scoop. I did two. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm a hyper person, anyways. It's charging me up, but now we're on the clock. It's 4 o'clock, so 4:30. I got to be at the gym. So now we're on the clock. Okay, that's the Mothman project. Okay, I want to go down. We're going to add I want to take what we know from the paranormal, how we do our paranormal investigations, and kind of bring that to Point Pleasant. I would love to have proof that I'm a direct descendant of Chief Cornstalk, but there's no way for me to do that unless I actually go to a reservation and go through the steps of getting that completed. So if I can do that beforehand, cool. But if not, I still want to kind of go down there. Because here's my train of thought, all right? Everybody knows the Mothman's craziness. But the stories around the Mothman is so freaking phenomenal. And to do it on a podcast of just showing pictures and this, that, and other is not going to do it justice. We need to be down there in the woods, showing these locations, describing these stories, because what fascinates me, there was a total of 5 children, right? These 5 women had encounters with the Mothman, all wind up pregnant around the same time. That was all born. There's a lot there. Okay, so I want to get down there and delve into that. I want to get into the ammunition lockers, bunkers, igloos, whatever you want to call them. Get in there. And if it's true, and our bloodline does come from Chief Cornstalk, it's not going to change the game when we get in there. When we start doing our EVP sessions, we start doing our other little methods, our paranormal methods inside of these igloos, these ammo bunkers. That's what we want to do with that. Okay, that's the update with that. I'm hoping next Friday I can get the cryptid show back up and going, because the wife doesn't have to have her gallbladder removed, but she's going to schedule that Monday, 2 days from now. So I'm hoping Friday I can get that show back going. Maybe we jump into just a wide open cryptid thing where we can talk about anything in cryptology. Maybe we won't label it and just go with it. I don't know. It's one of those things. People ain't used to me being back live over here on this channel, so it's probably going to take a minute to get it going. But hey, listen, it's been a while since I've been doing this, but I know how it goes. I know what how it is. Like right now we got 3 people. I know how it goes. It's fine. If you're not subbed to the Terror Barn Production channel, I would highly recommend that. Terror Barn Production. TerrorBarn Production. Look that up. Subscribe to that. That is going to be our production channel. That is most likely where this Mothman piece will go. And the other 2 pieces that we're working on, again, schedules are crazy. But once the summer hits, my schedule it opens up a little bit more. Gives me more time to play with these projects and get these projects really up and going. Hey, Twisted Art Lady. So that is that one. That's the Mothman thing. And again, I'll do the whole little YouTube eBay tour. The PayPal link's pinned in the top of the chat. The other way to support Super Chats, everybody knows how to do that. The other way to support's in the StreamYard thing. I think it's in the description. I don't know. I really don't worry too much about stuff like that. Just pin the PayPal. That's the quickest, easiest way. If you want to support any of the pieces and what I'm doing, that's where you can. You don't got to. Nobody put a bullet to your head. You don't got to. They're there. I have to do that part. But that's the update with my Mothman thing. Get down there and do it. I don't know if it's just me, but I think it had to be just me. I just took that pre-workout. But I did take a 5-hour energy before, like, like maybe 2, 3 hours before the pre-workout. I don't know. We may get a heart explosion at the gym. Anyways. Anyways. Go back. Okay. We got the Mothman project covered. You guys kind of know um, my ideas, what I would like to do with that. All right. I want to get down there. I want to get in the woods. I'll show you guys, kind of put you guys in there, in that area with me. So you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I think what's going to shock a lot of people is the Mothman is just a little bitty, tiny, like, piece of this puzzle. So much craziness that goes on down there. People, it's insane. It's insane. So I'm excited to do that. We got another paranormal doc piece that's nearing the finish line. Yeah, right. I'm about to explode. I'll just go down there and be chewing on the dumbbells and barbells and headbutting the heavy bag. Who knows? At least I should be have enough energy to hit my 3 miles and do my other workout and come back here and knock out the schoolwork, then jump over onto Jules' channel and do a stream there. I should have enough energy to do that with the 5-hour energy and the pre-workout. I didn't think about that at all until just now. I'm like, I feel myself kind of being hyper, you know. Rookie move. I didn't silence my phone. I'm like, yeah, dude. It might have something to do with the the 5-hour energy you took before you just hammered down pre-workout and some testosterone. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the night. Might have to do a live stream from the ER with my heart doing the talking. I don't know. I don't know. I never claimed to be the smartest. Okay, there was a lot of concussions sustained over a short period of time in my life, and may have done some damage. May have. I don't know. It's kind of in paperwork. So maybe I am kind of jacked in the head with the concussions. Anyways, maybe it's where you get all the characters from this channel, the Twitches and the Skeeters and all the other characters. Is concussions. All right, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, now let's get on to something that's kind of like a real top type session here before, because we got about half an hour left before this thing's supposed to make me hulk out and want to go throw weights around. Okay, I'm sitting there minding my own business this morning. My girls had softball practice. Take them to softball practice. Wife's still kind of sore, cranky, whatever. Minding my own business. Social media feeds coming through. Excuse me. We need to stop bullying. Bullying. Bullies. What do we do about bullies? Bullies. We need to do something about bullies. Now, listen, I'm not being insensitive to the fact that bullies are what they are. They're bullies, okay? Now, 90% of those bullies probably come from like a rough upbringing or something ain't right in the home front. That's why. Or they're spoiled, and that's why. You know, there's lessons there. Now you got to hear it. This is just my opinion, and this is just my belief, and this is just how I'm raising my children to deal with this situation, okay? I'm teaching them to have understanding, to give verbal warnings, and then handle the situation. For 2 reasons, mainly. That's going to teach them a life lesson, and that's going to teach that bully a life lesson. I believe bullies are a teaching utensil, okay? We're not going to be able to avoid it. Bullies are going to be there, okay? There's no stopping it. You're not going to be able to go run and hide or get in a safe spot. You're going to have to face that. And I believe that's an important part of human development. It's going to show the kid that is getting bullied, you got enough heart and determination to break down barriers. It's going to show the grit inside that child, and it's going to give them that positive affirmation of knowing that he can stand up to something. Okay, and won't cower away. Now, I understand there's other circumstances where kids cannot stand up for themselves, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But that is the first step, okay, to me, to solve the whole bully situations. Bullies have been around since the beginning of the time, and there's still going to be one asshole at the end of the time. They're going to be there. All right? You hear everybody talk about herd immunity when it comes to like the COVID and all the other. We need herd immunity, herd immunity. Well, same with, why don't we attack it as the same president, okay? As what we're attacking these viruses and stuff with this bully situation. It was all over my Facebook feed today. Bullies, bullies, bullies. What are we going to do about bullies? If you teach children not only to stand up to bullies for themselves, but for those stand up to bullies for those who can't do it on their own. You create that herd immunity mentality. You know what I mean? And that's the way I was brought up. If you was getting bullied, verbal warning, and then you do what you got to do. Okay? And if you see somebody getting bullied, you intervene. You inject yourself into that situation. Verbal warning, do what you got to do. Now, again, I think it's important to do these things because you're teaching life lessons for both of these kids, okay? You're teaching that bully what you're doing is wrong, and it's going to hurt, okay? But it's also letting him know that his behavior is wrong. If you go and you take that, if you take that out, if you take that bully situation out, and you do what they're trying to do now with writing notes and doing all this other stuff, one thing it does is going to build anger within that bully. Everybody's been bullied at one point. I mean, most people have, I think. Just being out of pocket, you know. Yeah, see, that's my thing right there, Twisted Art Lady. Like, me, I can remember Lester Riley. Okay, it was 4th grade, bullying the shit out of me. Coming home, and my older cousin / brother who we lost here a couple years ago, talking to him about it, and him telling me like, hey, you got to do this yourself. You got to find the grit in you to do it yourself. Talking to moms. My mom wasn't going to call in and tell nobody nothing. She said, you're going to go in there and handle the business. So 4th grade, Lester Riley, boom, I handled that. And it taught me a lesson when I did handle that. Me and Lester Riley ended up becoming friends afterwards. And that's another thing that usually happens when these kids step up to bullies and stand up to bullies. 9 times out of 10, they end up being friends. That's why I say it teaches them a valuable lesson. Everybody says, well, we need to remove these bullies and adults want to intervene. I think it's an important part for human development for both sides of this case. Okay? Now, there is pretty extreme cases, and it does get extreme, a little bit more extreme now with social media and the pressure and the things that come with that and all that pressure. Okay, I understand it's different from when I was growing up. I completely get that, 100%. Hey, Lisa. Exactly, Twisted Art. But, like, I understand, that the pressure is not. It's a different ball game, all right? All the pressures that can follow and bully with social media and always grinding on you and trying to ruin you while you're in school and this, that, and the other. Well, that's where that herd mentality, the herd immunity that they want to throw around a lot when it comes to a virus. If there is a group, okay, my hometown was rough and it was a lot of things. It's a typical little ghetto town between 2 big drug trade towns, and it was what it was. But I can wholeheartedly say we didn't tolerate that shit. We didn't tolerate it one bit. If it didn't have nothing to do with you, you made it. You made it your business. We didn't tolerate it. There was still some kids that probably felt it, and it still probably happened. But for the most part, I think at least my class dealt with it a lot. So if you have a group of like-minded kids, okay, and this group of like-minded kids says, no, bullies ain't tolerated. So this bully's at school messing with Billy in the bathroom. Billy's afraid. Billy don't want to do nothing. Okay. So here comes Kyle. Kyle walks in and sees Billy getting bullied by, let's call him DB1. Getting bullied by this dude. All right, this dumb bullying. He intervenes. Verbal warning, stop situation. Well, now he goes home and starts throwing shit around social media and is beating down kids. If you have other kids that will help and intervene, little Billy that was just getting bullied, that's all about the number game. And we're all going to learn, okay? Little Billy, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to step up and do something about DB1. You don't have to handle it with words or knuckles. One or the other. That's what it comes down to when we're talking about these type of situations. Hey, Sweet Cross Feet. What's going on? We're just talking about the future of the Mothman projects, what my plans was for that, and now we're going on about something that was driving me nuts today because I seen it in my social media feed like, I don't know, 15 times with that about bullies, how we want to stop bullies, and it's like, that's my point I'm trying to get at through all this. Bullies are, to me, a very important part of human growth. Because that's the first time, really, as a kid, you get a chance to test your mettle. Because there's going to be, like I said, you're never going to be able to stop bullies existing. There's always going to be a bully somewhere, somehow, even when you're an adult. That's why I believe it's an important part of human growth. Because when you get older, you're still going to face people like that. It's trying to press on you. It's trying to, they're trying to do whatever. And you already have that in your DNA and know how to handle that situation. That's why I teach my kids. You give verbal warnings. That don't work. You do what you got to do. All my kids, even my girls, in some way, shape, or form, I've worked with them a little bit in jiu-jitsu and different types of things, in different ways. It's little self-defense stuff. All my kids are equipped with that. I believe it's very important, man, because if they're going to run and tell an adult, I guess that's the new strategy of this, run and tell an adult, which is fine. I get that. Run and tell an adult. One thing that's going to do is anger that bully more. And it's going to make you feel like, in some way, internally, even more afraid. And maybe even more cowardice. You'll have that. It has to give that to you. Take me back to 4th grade. I felt that first day when I didn't do nothing. Told Lester Riley when he was giving me the business, not to do nothing. Felt it the first day, but I was blessed with a mom that was like, no, you want to go in there the next day, and you're going to do what you got to do. And you're not going to be in trouble when you get home. But I felt that. So reporting that, telling an adult, and doing these things, okay. But what you're going to do is just make that bully more angry. And you're going to make the kid that's getting bullied feel more cowardice, in a sense, where he wrote that note, or he went and had to tell, or that's just my opinion, right? Exactly. Sweet Crows. You don't need nothing. You don't need nothing. You don't need nothing else. Just that. Exactly, Twisted Art. And the best way to do that, man, look, like I said, if it's almost insane. The bullies, once they get stood up to, the bullier and the bullier, and the kid that gets bullied, they wind up being friends. So that's my thing. I mean, we're so caught up in this weird world, where like they want to make everything. Given, like I said, there's extreme cases, sad cases. I get that, and I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for those situations because they got way out of control. Nobody intervened, and it was a tragic outcome. I get those cases are out there. I get it. Hey, Dorito. I'm not dismissing those cases whatsoever. I'm not bypassing those cases whatsoever. I am saying if we had that herd mentality of we're going to take care of this, it's not going to exist where we're at. It's not going to happen. Not here, not on my block. It's not going to happen. If we install that into our children, if you see somebody getting bullied and they're not standing up for themselves, you intervene. Verbal warning, chill it out. You need to chill it out. Verbal warning. That doesn't work. Do what you got to do. If we have that installed into all the children in our community, bullies ain't going to be an issue because they know the shit is not going to ride. Exactly, Twisted Art. And I think that's the most important part of this bully situation is it teaches us that. Okay? It teaches us that we have that inside of us. That grit that you need to push through certain situations. Okay? You're never when you get older and you face a situation in real life, you're not going to be hiding in a safe space. You're not going to be able to write a note. You're going to have to test what's inside right here. You're going to have to see what do you have grit? Do you don't? It's better to test that when you're younger and know what you're made of. And with this weird society where everybody's offended by every damn thing and people are getting canceled and all this other craziness, it just blows my mind. It really does. It blows my damn mind. It's like we've lost our damn spine in this country where anything that's remotely offensive, remotely, it could just be a disagreement on something. It don't got to be offensive. If you don't agree with the masses, go and get your ass canceled, right? And I think it stems from the way they're approaching this whole bully situation is write a letter, tell an adult, which I think is important. Yeah, tell an adult, sure. But hopefully you have an adult in your corner like I did growing up. My mom had to raise two boys by her damn self. Two boys, one girl by herself. And it's hard as hell for a woman to raise a man. She did twice. And her exact words, I come home, I can remember like it was yesterday, fourth grade, I was in Miss Brown's class, Lester Riley, all over a projector thing. Those old school projectors, where they had like the little dry erase slits that they put in and out and all that stuff. We started an argument over there, something like that. And anyways, like he was like throwing stuff at me, and I'm sitting there and just holding all this and feeling really bad inside, you know what I mean? So I turned to my older cousin, who's always been like a brother to me, telling him about the situation. And he's like, it's time for you. Fourth grade. I can remember just in fourth grade. I'm not doing nothing. You got to do it. So I go to mom's. Mom, Lester Riley is doing this, doing that, yada, yada, yada. Son, you have to go in there and you have to handle your business. If you don't, I'm going to whoop your ass. What? I came to you. I came to you for you're telling me to go in there. If I don't, you're gonna be. So I'm like, well, yo, I'm about to go in there and just do what I got to do because I'm not. My mom's ass whooping's hurt. So I went in there and did what I had to do. Man, everything was fine. Busted my lip a little bit. He was a bigger kid than me. We tussled around a little bit. I mean, my heart was pounding. Things was crazy. Then me and him ended up being good friends for the rest of the year, and everything was fine. And we ended up finding out, through talking to him, his rough childhood and different things, and it worked out. My point is, man, people are so quick to. There's horrible cases now because you have the social media and how they gang up on kids and things like that. There's gang up mentality. And there's big groups of these gang up mentalities, like kicking these kids when they're down and doing horrendous things. So the only way to combat that is have a just as big and stronger group of people that don't tolerate that. How do you instill that in kids? It starts in the home front, right? It starts in the home front. Like you got to prepare them to let them know, yo, I'm here in your corner no matter what. Me as your father, I'm in your corner no matter what the situation is. Even if you're the one in the wrong, I'm going to pretend like, I'm there, I'm with you. But when you get home, I'm going to get in that ass. But as a father and a parent, I'm there for you. But there's some damn things I can't do for you. I can just prepare you for. And bullies is one of them. Why is that so hard for people to accept? If that was universal, all kids would know and combat all the social media, this all ganging up and stuff. Like there'd be already have this mentality of bullies. We don't accept it. There's no spot in our community for it. We wouldn't have to do none of that stuff. So that's just my piece on it, man. It's a big part of human development. It's very easily fixed. And I'm tired of seeing all these stories that are blown way out, man. Like these tragedies that could have been nipped in the ass. There you go, Dorito. Yeah, that's exactly, what I mean, that's what you got to instill in your children. I think at me as a father, coming from a broken home puts a certain type of chip on your shoulder to start with. And I praise God every day that He gave me that chip. Honestly, it drives me to do a lot of things I do, whether it's getting my fat ass back in the gym, getting my fat ass back in shape, whether it's film, whether it's school, whether it's improving myself on my goals on being a better teacher, whatever it may be. And it all started from that day in fourth grade, as I'm trying to explain. The day in the fourth grade when I actually stood up to him and realized, hey, getting punched in the mouth really ain't that bad. Hurts for a little bit, but if you walk away from that situation, like the day before I did, I walked away from that situation. I didn't do nothing. I cowered away. I was afraid. He's bigger than me. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid. I was a little kid, like little bitty kid. I was tiny little bird in the fourth grade. I didn't hit my growth spurt until like freshman year or something. And then HGH and all that other stuff came into play. But I was a tiny kid, and he was a really big kid. So I didn't know what to do, man. I was like fourth grade. He was grilling me. I didn't know what to do. And I can clearly remember the feeling when I went home that first day, and I didn't do nothing about it. I know how that felt in my gut. That desperation, I don't even know really how to articulate that into words. The feeling you have when you just let that happen to you. You didn't do nothing about it. Makes you feel lower than low. You know what I mean? But then I also remember that next day when I went in there, and we had just got our little milk cartons, and a little bitty bag thing, going to our room. Just got there, and boom! It went. I didn't give no verbal warning like Mom's told him. I didn't tell him. It told me to go in there and tell him, hey, stop what you're doing, whatever. I didn't. I went in there and just started swinging. Just started swinging. I got my ass whipped, but I got a few good licks in there, man. Lip busted, his lip was busted. I had a knot on my head, he had a knot on his head. And I remember feeling a sense of pride afterwards. Even though I was busted up, little kids were both crying. I remember sitting down there, Mr. Reed was our principal. I remember sitting in his office and just thinking like, hey, I did this. You know what I mean? I put my foot down. I stood for something. Even though he was 3 times my size, I stood for something. It lets you know what you got, man. It lets you know and it gives you that feeling of conquering. It gives you that feeling of achievement. And I think that's a very important part of human development, man. Like you got to feel that. And then that bully that I went up against, he had a rough home life, man. Rough home life. Remember me and him talking about it and blah, 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 and become good friends. And he never bullied nobody else. Like, he acted out in class and ended up getting suspended and all that, but he never bullied nobody no more. So, I mean, if we raise our kids, or we're not even just as teachers or guidance counselors or something, we got to install where bullies are not okay. You address it verbally. Maybe if verbally don't work, you pull a teacher into it. Okay. If it keeps going on, at a certain point, as a parent, I can't do it for you. I can give you the tools and the knowledge, but you're going to have to use those tools and knowledge. I can give you a damn paint bucket and a paintbrush and teach you how to paint, but I'm not painting that wall. You got the tools, you got the knowledge, paint that wall. So I just don't understand, and I think it stems right into this whole cancel culture BS that is just rabid. I mean, there's some things that need to be addressed, sure. But other things is like, really? You guys don't know that's of all this everything that's going on in the world right now. That's what we're focused on? Like this? And they're trying to cancel people and this right here. All the social injustices going on. Our country falling in shambles, but we're gonna focus on this. That's what you want to focus on? It's like we lined up to be divided and conquered. And it's stupid. It's dumb, but I don't get it. This is not my brain. I don't get it. Yeah, sweet crows. And I think that's where the part development comes in, to where you realize, like, hey, I got that grit. You got that in your gut. You get to walk away from that situation, feeling that moment of triumph that you finally stood up to this giant mountain in front of you, and you ain't got to worry about it the next day because you know it's done. You know it's over with. Of course, when I went to school, like especially in elementary, Mr. Reed was still rocking a wooden paddle. He never would whip us with it or nothing, but he'd always set it out on the desk. That's kind of like a scare tactic, right? So I remember going down there, both of us are like, we're both sitting there, our heads down, holding napkins, and got a little of those old school brown paper towels with some ice in it from the nerves. And then Mr. Reed just delegating that, man, perfectly. As a assistant principal, I believe he's our principal. I don't think we had an assistant principal in elementary, to be honest with you. If we did, I never met him. Met Mr. Reed quite a bit because I was kind of a jackass all through school. But I remember him just delegating that very quick and very smoothly and very nicely. I remember him just asking Lester, well, Lester, what'd you learn from this? I shouldn't be mean to others. Nathan, what'd you learn from this? It's not okay to hit people, but sometimes it's necessary. As a little fourth grader, sometimes it's necessary. He even kind of smiled and kind of delegated us, give us both some knowledge. We got sent home for a couple of days. It was what it was, man. But you learn that. He learned that. I learned that. There's lessons to be learned there. And we're not going to be able to stop bullies. It's human instinct. It's that animal instinct that's in humanity. You're not going to be able to stop bullies. And here's what the oddest things are. This connection, again, this is just me, my ideologies. I could be completely wrong. Or I could be dead on right. I think I'm dead on right, but who knows? I could be wrong. Here's what blows my mind with this cancel culture stuff, right? What is the difference between bullies and these cancel culture groups, these big cancel culture groups? What's the difference? They run in hives. They're bullying people into whatever, just because it hurt their feelings. They're trying to bully them into not existing. What's the difference? That's my connection there. The bullies in school. Cancel culture. What's the difference? You hurt my feelings. I want to cancel you. Well, if you would have stood up to the bully in elementary school, you wouldn't have that bunch of bitch in your DNA. I don't understand that, man. I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the mind frame for it. And like I said, I could be wrong, man. It could be like some Neanderthal way of thinking. I could be an idiot. Possible. But I just don't see the difference. I don't see the difference in the bullies at school and this cancel culture society. I don't see the difference in it. If something, I get like some people are jacked up and they need to be called out, and they need like the beginning of the Me Too movement was very important. Get those nasty ass perverts and these pedophiles and all those nasty people up and out, gone. There's no room in our society for you. Support that 100%. Racism, get that out of the way. We don't need none of that, right? We're a whole family. We're a unit. We're a country. Get that out of there. We don't need none of that. Outside of that, if you get offended by something, you don't always got to talk shit. You don't always got to try to get a group of people that are offended too and come in over petty shit, okay? I read shit that's offensive all the time. But man, that's a dumbass comment. Scroll on. Doesn't affect my day. It doesn't affect the rest of my day. It doesn't affect that hour. I just scroll on past that shit. What's wrong with doing that? There's nothing wrong with doing that. Like if it offended you, scroll your ass on. And also, it ain't like something major, man. Like pick your battles. There's so many right now that are big that we need to address in this country. Let this little petty shit lay to the side. We need a solid, united unit to change this country that needs desperately to be changed. Not fighting and bickering over pettiness. That's not going to get us nowhere, man. We're like a dog chasing our own tail. We're trying to fix the roof when the foundation's cracked. Like, we got to get on it, man. Like, but again, I'm just very low grade freaking YouTuber, film student, film creator, talking to 3 people, just venting my stupid ass ideologies as this pre-workout starts coursing through my veins by the second. You know, it is a choice. Definitely is a choice. I agree. But is it about that time for me to go down here and try to, because I can feel my heart starting to talk like, it's time. If you don't go down here and start sweating, dog, I'm about to blow up. I can feel it in there. So it's starting to rumble. So again, hats off to, was it 6-star pre-workout explosion. No sugar, which is a big key. And then I even get the 6-star testosterone booster. Because you got to get that testosterone up, man. Go in there and start chewing on the dumbbells and barbells and headbutting the walls and chewing on the wrestling mats and just getting that. You get to let it out there. They got a heavy bag. I can beat them. I can run. Get all that out. Get these man boobs out the way. It's a good time. But I'm going to hit that. Got some homework assignments to knock out. Doing acting for filmmakers. So I got to do a couple audition tapes, I think, for school. And then later this evening sometime, Jules plastered on my Twitter. So, I mean, the 3 people that's in here. Hopefully you follow me on Twitter. Maybe one of these days I'll get smart enough to put like the Twitter stuff up on the screen for you guys to see that. But, I mean, it's easy to find me. Skater Jerkins, everything, everywhere. It's usually me. I think I'm still the only Skater Jerkins that's floating around through these formats. And again, we got the Mothman thing. Planning another West Virginia trip as soon as my work lets out for the summer. Want to hit that? You can support that with the link above or the link in the chat. Right here in the live chat for the replay watchers. It's pinned at the top if you'd like to do that. If not, you don't have to. It's just there. It is what it is. I'll figure out a way, one way or another, because this Mothman stuff is some crazy stuff. And remember, man, if you're getting bullied, kids getting bullies, give them the proper tools and the knowledge, man. That's what I mean, that's just the way I do it with mine. And it's never really, was an issue for a minute. For my second eldest daughter, but it got squashed out pretty quick. Yeah, so that's me rambling on. It's now 4:30. I'm starting to feel the sweat bubble up on my forehead. So I'd say, this ain't no like deer antler pre-workout, or I'd already be like chewing on the microphone. But I'd say it's pretty good. I feel it. I feel it churning in there. And that could be a mixture of the testosterone, boron citrate. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. I might go down here and just like blow a muscle out. Just be laying on a gym floor for 3 hours. I don't know. It happened to me the first time I went down to the gym. Blew my shit out. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. I'll work through it. But anyways, that's the projects, man. That was my little ramble and thoughts of this whole craziness. Man, you see somebody getting bullied, intervene, step up, inform, give a warning, handle your shit. Just handle your shit. Not that big of a deal. Shit'll move on. The world will go. The world will keep circling. You'll feel better about yourself. You might hand out a life lesson with those fists. You never know, man. Okay, that was me rambling for a while. I don't know why I got on that subject. I don't know. I was just talking about scrolling past stuff and not letting it bother you, but it bothered me today, I guess. Sometimes I get on here and just like to ramble, let people know how stupid I am. It happens, right? All right, y'all. I'm going to go down here to the gym, do what I got to do. You can catch me tonight over on Jules' channel. As soon as she gets a hold of me, I'll tweet that out. I think we'll do some film talk over there. And it should be a fun night. And then after that, wherever my roundtable peeps are, that's where I'll be at most likely. So until then, man, like always, this has been me talking to you. Much love. And I'll talk to you guys on down the road. Have a good Saturday.